Virgo, hello Virgo. What's going on with Virgo today? First, we're going to start with some oracles. Healer and entropy. I feel like there's somebody here is a healer, and it just looks like there's been some kind of a breakdown. So entropy is like a law of physics where things break down and become disordered. Order turns into chaos. Things in the universe have a tendency to decay and fall apart. So you are a healer. You are trying to heal yourself. You're trying to heal the world, and it feels like things are falling apart, disintegrating into a kind of chaos. Let's see what the guidebook has to tell us about this. How are we supposed to heal ourselves and heal the world when it seems like everything's falling apart, when we're struggling to keep certain things together? I'm going to read for entropy first. This is about disorder and impermanence, the transient nature of the universe. This is also about releasing. It's about clearing, and it's about our personal capacity. So maybe you're at capacity. Maybe there's a need for some cleansing, clearing, and release of energy. Maybe there's a need to accept certain amount of disorder or impermanence in our lives and in the world and in the universe. It says the entropy card represents the natural tendency of systems towards disorder and decay. It reminds you of the impermanence of all things and the importance of embracing change. Entropy invites you to let go of attachment to outcomes and find beauty in existence's fleeting nature. This card may indicate a time of chaos or disintegration, but you're encouraged to accept that decomposition is a necessary part of the cycle of life. Seize the opportunity to clear out the old and make space for new growth and possibilities. It's just like compost. This idea of composting has been coming into my messages lately. I think I made a post about it in the community tab, this really like enlightening and encouraging quote that I posted, because it's like the universe has been sending me messages about composting. Okay, so compost, if you've got Capricorn in your chart, maybe go watch that reading too. But it's rich in nutrients, and it's really good for the soil, and it's basically the breakdown and the decay of organic matter that turns into the fertile, like what is the word? The fuel, oh my gosh, what is that word? I'm getting words like fermentation, fermenting. Something's fermenting. But basically it fuels rebirth, regrowth, and renewal. Fertilizer, thank you. Oh my gosh. So this is fertile ground for planting new seeds. If something is breaking down, if something is decaying, it's turning into compost. It's turning into the fertilizer that's going to be the fuel, the food for the soil, the nutrients that the soil needs to continue the cycle of death and rebirth. It's part of that transformation. It may be very uncomfortable. It may not be what we want, but it might just lead us to getting exactly what we need. Okay, so there's something healing about this. You are the healer. This is the entropy that you are dealing with. I'm also seeing like water, like trying to hold water in your hands, but it's slipping through your fingers. Like water through your fingers, trying to hold on to this thing, and it's giving a sense of futility. And so there may be a need to release, to cleanse and clear, and to accept, and even to embrace this period of change. Even if it looks messy, chaotic, and disordered, embracing that mess within ourselves, embracing the hot mess. Maybe like, okay, let's just read for the healer real quick and see if there's any more insight that can come to us through that. We can maybe even inject a little levity into the situation, almost like laughing at the absurdity of life sometimes. Maybe it's okay to just look at this and be like, oh my God, seriously? And maybe just laugh at it. It doesn't mean it's not serious. I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe Maybe this is a lesson from the Sagittarian, the Geminian element, right? But like that mutable, changeable quality, Virgo, you are also a mutable sign. So your sister signs are other mutable signs, right? I'm just channeling more of like a, maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart, but like kind of like laughing at this, like seriously? But then being able to, like, if you can't laugh, you're gonna go crazy. Like, having a sense of humor about some of these things may be very, very healthy, is all I'm trying to say. Because we got the healer. This is about restoration. Oh, wholeness, initiation, empathy, and curing. Curative, empathetic. So you may be very empathic. You may be like a healer. You have the cure for this. There's a restoration. Like maybe you're trying to restore some kind of lost order in your life. Okay. The healer card represents our innate capacity to bring wholeness and balance to ourselves and others. It invites you to tap into your healing gifts and cultivate a presence of compassion, empathy, and unconditional love. The healer's path is one of excellent service and responsibility, requiring a commitment to self-care and personal growth. This card reminds you that true healing begins within and that you must attend to your wounds and shadows before effectively supporting others. Trust in the transformative power of your healing touch. So there may have been some kind of injury or disease or a lack of wholeness, a disconnection from healing, a resistance to recovery that you've been struggling with. So I feel like there's some kind of confusion or chaos here, and you are bringing an energy of peace and love and unconditional care and empathy, and you're taking responsibility for this chaos, and you're healing yourself. You're healing the chaos within yourself, and then you're able to very effectively support others as well through the transformative power of your healing touch. And you are bringing order to the chaos. You are bringing clarity. You are settling this. I feel like something is blooming now because you've healed this, or you are on this healing journey, and you will. Okay. Cool. That's what I'm getting out of this right now. Let's get some more oracles for you. I feel like I have to do your reading backwards today. I do. Usually I start with the tarot, but I had to start it this way, and that's okay. The sun and love. Okay, so there is a very beautiful, uplifting, important connection here for you. It's about radiating that life force energy from within. It's about radiating that unconditional love and light and warmth from within your soul, and also connecting to others, like-minded individuals, and specifically perhaps one other person who shares your values, shares your beliefs, shares your politics, your worldview, your religion, whatever. Like, there is a very similar energy. There may even be like a Leo, or you could have Leo placements, and this warmth. It's like a well aspected Leo that is very calm and balanced, warm and loving, very reliable and honest, and fair. There's a real emphasis on not failure. Oh my God, an emphasis on failure? No, an emphasis on fairness. Maybe there's an emphasis on failure too, I'm not sure. But, well, the Entropy card could be giving us an emphasis on failure in this reading today. But how are we going to heal from this? How are we going to overcome this? How are we going to transform what looks like a failure into the fertility and the fertilizer that really grows our next garden, so to speak, right? And then we've got the waxing gibbous and the last quarter, which is number 51 and 52. Also, I noticed number 4 and 31. 3 plus 1 is 4, so we've got some mirroring here. The two of you may be mirroring each other. It's like love comes from within. Self-validation and self-care, obviously that comes from within as well. The sunlight is within you. It's in your heart. Keep the sun in your heart. That warmth radiates from within. That sort of thing is coming out here. Your healing light energy comes from within, and maybe it's time to reconnect with that in order to settle some kind of conflict, settle some kind of chaos. First, you've got to take care of the chaos within. Now, of course, if your life is in shambles, yeah, you need to take care of that, because it's really hard to take care of the internal when the external is chaos and crazy. But that said, even if your life is peaceful on the outside, if you're not at peace within your own heart, you are not going to really be able to appreciate the peace in your life. And in fact, you'll probably cause problems. Like you could have the most peaceful, abundant, tranquil, quiet life, boring life ever. But if you're not at peace within yourself, you're not going to be at peace in your life at all. You're going to probably still feel chaotic. You're going to feel bad. You're going to be all over the place emotionally, and you're probably going to cause yourself problems, and you're going to cause the chaos. Now it's going to come from you. The chaos comes from within. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there may be bad things going on around you in the world, things that we can point to and say, this is a problem, this needs to be solved, this is an injury, this is a disease, this needs attention on the outside. But even if all of those problems were solved, you get what I'm saying, right? The real work happens on the inside. Sometimes the stuff that's going on inside of you is even more real than the stuff that's going on outside. So anyway, you get it. That's the type of vibe that's coming through today. It's a very healing, trying to soothe your soul, trying to feel at ease within yourself. Because even if life is chaotic, if you are at peace within yourself and you are radiating that warmth and peace and love from within, you are going to have a beneficial influence on any situation that you find yourself in, even if it's problematic. You're going to have a clear mind. You're going to have balanced emotions. So even if challenges arise in your environment, you're going to be better off because you're going to be better at taking care of it and handling it from a very secure, mature place. So really, it's the internal stuff that matters the most. Because no matter what's going on around you, being at peace within yourself, finding that balance, that center within, is always, always going to be beneficial to you and everyone around you and anything that's happening. You're going to be that center of peace. You're going to be that fountain of love and rejuvenation for yourself and others. You're going to be the calm in the storm. That's your vibe right now, Virgo. And so maybe if you're not feeling that way, it's time for you to heal yourself, because the world needs you. You need you. There's something about your purpose here. I'm seeing like Reiki. I'm seeing like you're a healer. You are in need of some healing yourself. You need some self-care. You may need to take a break from healing others if you're feeling chaotic within. There may have been something in the environment or in the world that threw you off your center, off your balance. You may need to seek out like-minded individuals who share the same love and light as you, so that you can reflect that back and forth off of each other and give that energy to each other, to share with each other, to lift each other up in solidarity in that way. But okay, so number 51 and 52, waxing gibbous in last quarter. Waning gibbous in last quarter. This is all about release. It's all about release. Okay? It's all about letting go and releasing. And there's a message here about that, but I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. So I'm going to just look at my little sheet here. And it says cleansing and introspection and learning how to let go. Okay, cleansing, introspection, and learning to let go. We had some of that in the healer and the entropy as well. So it's kind of reiterating and repeating, confirming and clarifying. Letting go, cleansing, introspection from a place of love and light. Let's see. I'm going to read a little bit more here from the love card, which is number 4. Fundamental compatibility, physical, rational, emotional connection, and life force. So there's a connection here. And then number 31 is the sun. Hold on, I can find it. Oh yeah, energy, ultimate power, giver of life, and radiance. So there's this life force, it's radiating, and you have this within yourself. You share this in common with someone else, but there's also something that you need to cleanse and release. Are you releasing this relationship? Are you releasing, what are you releasing? I feel like there may be also a need to like release the desire to control the outcome, accepting the outcome of something as it happens, and finding that healing within and that love within, and radiating that love and light no matter what. Regardless of what's going on around you or what other people are doing, you stand firm. You are centered in your heart space. You are showing up as the healer whose purpose is to bring a sense of peace into whatever situation. So this healing and introspection, the cleansing and the releasing, learning to let go, cleansing and releasing, this is all part of that process of that healing. And yeah, I just feel like something's been breaking down, something's been a little chaotic and disordered, but we're calling you back to your center, calling you back to your healing purpose. Take good care of yourself, and then you can also help others as well, basically. Okay, let's get some more oracles, because I'm feeling like I'm loving the trajectory of this reading right now. Also, number 13 and number 31. That's interesting. 13, 31, there's a mirroring here. The two of you may be mirroring each other in this relationship. You both feel the same way. You're both kind of acting the same way. I also see two hands here. So there's the two of you. I feel like there's been this energy exchange. And it seems like it's not equal, but it's compatible. What does that mean? Because I'm just seeing like one of the hands has more energy than the other. Like you're giving energy to something. Okay, you've been giving your energy to this. The open hand gives as it receives. So you're giving and receiving. You're open to this. There's an exchange of energy going on here in this connection. So I've got there and back again came out first from the Liminal Spaces Oracle, which talks about going out into the world, having some kind of an experience, and then coming back home afterwards. And you are fundamentally changed. You've had an experience that's changed you. Okay, I'm getting this as kind of like you left your heart space, you left your own center, you left something behind, like your home is inside of you in a way. This is different. And then you went outside of yourself, you went around in this journey, this adventure, and then now you're coming back home to yourself. You're coming back to your center again for some of you. You're going and traveling. You've gone on some kind of adventure in your life. It was a test. It was a challenge. It showed you the world. It showed you some things about yourself and others. You learned a lot from it, and then you come back home afterwards. You come back to yourself. You come back to your center. You come back to your home. And I'm also seeing that when you come back, everything looks different because you've changed. Everything looks kind of unfamiliar to you. Everything maybe looks smaller to you because you've grown. And it may take some time for you to sort of meditate and contemplate those things that you've learned. But I see you coming to a place of being very relaxed, very centered and calm and tranquil, and having a cup of coffee or tea or something, and like really being able to sit with yourself and process what it is that you've experienced. Okay, what else does Virgo need to know here? Knock, knock, tick, tock. Oh, wow. So there may be somebody that you can't help, and you kind of have to just, like, they know not what they do is at the bottom of the deck, and you may just have to kind of get out of the way and let them make up their own mind or make their own choices, and you can be there for them perhaps afterwards if it's well within your soul to let them come back. But it's like you don't want to be in, you know, putting yourself in harm's way if there's somebody that you can't really help them right now. Like if they're determined to do things their own way, you can't stop them. Don't try to stop them, or their karma is going to start to become your karma. Sometimes that happens if you're healing somebody or you're trying to heal somebody who's not trying to heal themselves. Okay? And they're not really doing the work themselves. They're doing something else. They're doing harmful things. Sometimes you have to kind of just let them, as hard as it may be. Knock knock tick tock is all about time. Seeing 333, 222, a lot of synchronicities in this card. You may be seeing a lot of repetitive numbers, like we have the 13431 here. Okay, let me see, where's my little book? Because I want to read from this one. I want to read for this one, the Liminal Spaces Oracle, knock knock tick tock. Because it may be like, now's the time. It's time. Time is a construct that cannot be possessed and therefore cannot be lost. And yet, the dogged notion, it's running out, or rather, you are running out of it. Wow, it's like you're running out of time. It feels like you're running out of time, or time is running out, or your battery's really low. I'm seeing like, this looks like a phone screen. And the battery's only at 3% charged. This is a warning. Like you're running out of time, or you're running out of energy. You need to recharge. Like maybe you just need to like kind of go home, take good care of yourself, maybe like mind your own business for a minute, recharge your own batteries. You may need to let go of something that you love, that you are really very attached to. It'll come back around. It'll be okay. If it's meant for you, it will never pass you by, you know. Maybe just releasing control over something, releasing the emotions, releasing the connection for the weekend, just for now. Like give yourself a day off, give yourself a break, an energetic break from whatever this is. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to do a cord cutting ritual, but you may need to just tend to your own business for the moment. For the next 48 hours, 72, you know, 2 or 3 days, just give yourself time. Like if your home and your house is messy, that's your sign that you need to spend some time at home and clean up. If things are kind of chaotic at home, it's like maybe now's not the right time to be spending your attention and energy taking care of other people. If there are things in your own house that need to be taken care of first, like straighten out your own house before you go tell other people how to live in theirs. That kind of thing is coming through. You know, you may need to clean your car, your house. Like this is what I'm feeling right now. Like you need to take care of yourself. You need to let go of something. There's a need for cleansing and introspection. This may be literally cleaning, or it's just like cleansing yourself, taking a nice bath with some Epsom salts, or like a really good everything shower, or like I'm seeing like vacuuming the car. Like this is about maintenance, little maintenance things that need to be done for you at your place, in your home. Like it's time for a self-care weekend, Virgo, because you are meant to do so many beautiful things in your life, and we need you to be at fully charged. You're no good when you're not fully charged, right? Like you need a snack and a nap, you need to clean up your house, like, and these things can be very relaxing, very meditative to get into that sort of, that introspective place where like maybe you put on a little bit of music, you know, very cool music, calming music, or maybe have the radio on in the background and you're folding laundry. And there is just something so relaxing about these little mundane, domestic things. And while you're folding the laundry, you can kind of process whatever emotions, whatever experience that you need to like, you know, like think about or feel your way through it. And then you get some sleep after you have some chamomile tea. Like this is about you releasing something here with love and light. You know, you're not releasing it out of anger. You're not like throwing up your hands like, I hate this. I'm not doing this. It's more like, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to put this on hold for a second. Can you just hold that thought? I can't come out this weekend. I know. It's time for me to go home. I feel like maybe you've been out, like you've been spending a lot of time out, maybe at somebody else's house, or you've been out on vacation, or you've been like, I feel like a lot of your energy has been going out and there's an imbalance, and it's like you need to kind of ground yourself, center yourself, and come back to yourself. Come back to yourself. You know, if they love you, if people love you and understand you and have empathy and compassion for you, then they're going to say, okay, that's cool. I love and appreciate you too. I'll talk to you on Monday. Can I, maybe you can text this person. I'm not saying you have to completely cut off all contact. It's not that dramatic. The energy I'm picking up on today is not that dramatic. You're just tired. You need to ground and center. Do some chores, putz around the house, like, you know what I mean? Like, take care of things that need to be taken care of. Maybe the things that you've been putting off for a while. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. But there is this feeling where, like, you're like, I don't have enough time. You never have enough time. You feel like time's running out, or like you never have enough. There's not enough hours in the day. There's this very stressful, and that's kind of compounding the disorder and the chaos. So maybe there's a need to put down like half of your responsibilities right now so that you can just like take care of the easiest stuff first. Something like that. Like you could make a list and you could just do the easy stuff first, or like do some of the more immediate firsthand stuff, like taking care of one thing at a time. And like break it down into smaller pieces, right? If something is a big pile, like a big pile of laundry, you can break it down into smaller pieces and just do one thing at a time. Like sort it out into different piles, and you don't have to do it all at once if it feels overwhelming. Like this is the kind of energy that I'm picking up on. It's like, it's chaotic, it's overwhelming. You need to relax, you need to take a step back, you need to like bring it back down to earth, you need to let yourself breathe. And take it one thing at a time, and maybe simplify whatever this is so that you can process, chew through it, digest it, and get it done, because you need to do it. It needs to be taken care of. And it feels like you're responsible for it. And you can do it. You're perfectly capable of doing this. You've got the energy, you've got the life force, you've got the creativity, you've got the insight, you've got the knowledge. You are a healer. You're very good at this. You're practiced, you're trained, you're skilled, you know what I mean? You're experienced. But everybody gets overwhelmed sometimes. Totally human. It's perfectly natural. So you know how to handle that. This is the reading for you, if that's your message. This is your message. This is your reading. So I've got boundaries here. Yep. Boundaries. The porcupine and the anemone. Boundaries. Exactly. I feel like this came up for you recently. Boundaries. Having healthy boundaries is kind of what we're talking about right now. The porcupine and the anemone, number 37. Number 37. Let's read. Okay, yeah. Listen to this again. You cannot help others unless you first help yourself. Maintain healthy boundaries around your time and energy, giving generously only once you are sufficiently fed. You don't have time to help everybody all the time, especially if you don't have enough to help yourself. So if you need some time alone, this is your sign that you should take that time alone. Taking that time for yourself to focus on feeding yourself first. Take care not to judge others who seem bristled or closed off. Consider that they may have good reasons to protect themselves from harm. Respect their boundaries, allowing them time to open up on their own terms. Okay, so it's mutual. You would respect other people's boundaries, right? If somebody said that they needed time alone, or they couldn't explain it, they were just tired or bristly, you would totally understand, wouldn't you? So it's reasonable to expect other people to understand that you need some time alone for you. It's all about me time right now. That's what you need. Virgo needs a little me time, okay? A nice bubble bath, or a snack and a nap, whatever it is that you need. And you don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to justify it to anyone. You don't even have to really explain. I mean, maybe there's some people who deserve a bit of an explanation. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you don't really have to. You don't really have to ask permission to take care of yourself. And if you feel like you do, well, here's your permission. I will give you permission, Virgo. The reading today, Spirit is giving you permission. Virgo, you have my permission to take care of yourself, okay? Spirit is saying, Virgo, you have my permission to take care of yourself. Who are you not to take care of yourself? We need you at 100%. We need our soldier. We need our healer. We need our medic at 100%. We need our wounded warrior. We need our, wounded healer, like whatever you are, like that is you. And we need you at 100%. That's what it's saying. So you have permission to take care of yourself always. You don't need permission. That's the joke. It's like you don't actually need permission to take care of yourself. You have a duty to take care of yourself. You have a responsibility to take care of yourself. And everybody does. So if somebody else around you is feeling this way, let them. Let them go. Let them have the weekend off. Wouldn't you want a weekend off? I feel like you need the weekend off. You'll open up on your own terms. You just need people to respect your boundaries and not to judge you for this. You have good reasons to, protect yourself from harm, sure, but like this is self-preservation, yeah, but it's just self-care. You have good reasons to take care of yourself. You've got responsibilities you need to live up to. You have to live in your own body. This is your life and you only have so much time in the day. You cannot help others unless you first help yourself. All right, so let's look at the clock. 3144, 3144, 444, like 13431. This is all synchronicity. I feel like that's confirmation. It's a 444. It's time for stability. And I also feel like it's like meditation and quiet and peace and relaxation. That's what you need right now. Okay, should we get anything else? Let's get a couple of tarot before we go. You know what? No, we're going to just do oracles today. I just feel it. I'm going to get you an oracle of unshakable inner peace because that's what we all need. Unshakable inner peace for Virgo. Okay, yeah, number 38 and number 40. Wow, this is deep. It says the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? All right, something feels blocked. It's all about introspection, cleansing, and release. Learning how to let go, letting go of control. This has been a theme for the reading today, hasn't it? Letting go of control, embracing the change, letting things fall apart. Taking time for yourself, taking care of yourself, and letting other people do what they're gonna do. Because you can't save everybody, and you can't save anybody if you are being dragged down into somebody else's chaos. Okay, unseen forces in action. The collective field is impacting you. And then it says, what is has no being. What is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look like and feel like? What does your ideal life look like and feel like? What is has no bearing on what will be. Okay, so it's safe for you to release control. What's going on right now is like, it has no bearing on what's going to happen in the future. That's how I'm taking that. It's like this incident that's happening now, this is temporary. And you don't have to worry about it being this permanent thing that's going to ruin your life or whatever. It's not. It's really not. But the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. It's like, this is like things that are going on in the world. Things that are just way beyond your control. It's about the collective. The collective field is impacting you. So maybe this is why you need to take a break, take a step back, and go into a kind of hermit mode for a minute. I mean, you are Virgo, you are the hermit. You may need a little me time, a little alone time, a little introspection just to cleanse, to like detach for a moment from everything that's going on around you and get back in touch with what you love, what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel uplifted and strong and happy within yourself, what gives you joy, what fills you with life and joy, what do you enjoy about this life, what is that? So you need to get back in touch with what you love within yourself, so that you can recharge your batteries. That's what this is all about. Like, you may be like an introvert. You just need to spend some time alone to recover from these social interactions. Recovering from these extroverts out here. Okay, so let's read from the book, number 38. It's all about taking good care of yourself, because you can't help anybody if you're not taking care of yourself. Okay, the collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. When you are on a personal growth and spiritual journey, before long, the work starts to work you. The work starts to work you. When this happens, the only thing left to do is surrender. You may feel stuck, and often it's because of unseen forces impacting your spiritual and emotional journey. The collective consciousness is one of the biggest influences in our life. Its unseen forces push against us every day. They are the shared beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes that operate as a unifying force within society. So often, the collective patterns are those of fear, suffering, and anxiety. You've pulled this card because a lot of what you are feeling right now is not yours. It has been picked up energetically from those around you, from the planet's collective consciousness. One conscious, loving thought at a time, you can move yourself into a more peaceful state by disengaging with the collective energy. That's exactly what we're talking about. You are a healer, you need the weekend off. One conscious, loving thought at a time, you need to take good care of yourself, move yourself into a more peaceful state by disengaging with the collective energy. Turn off the radio, turn off the TV, turn off the news, turn off the internet, give yourself a technology break, turn off the world news events, okay? The war, the politics, the negativity, the fear, the suffering. This all is very real. It's legitimate and it's valid, but half of it, more than half of it, 90% of it maybe, is not even yours. And you are so empathetic and loving and caring and compassionate, but you are not meant to take on the entire weight of the world onto your shoulders all day, every day. You're just not supposed to. It's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. You need to put it down for a minute. Take care of yourself, because you can't heal anybody if you're out here completely overwhelmed, suffering, sad, depressed, afraid. You're going to need to surrender for a moment, disengage for a moment. It'll still be there on Monday. You know, the war will still be raging on Monday. If you take a weekend off to take good care of yourself, trust me, the pain and suffering, right? You already know this. You don't even have to take my word for it. You'll see. It'll be there on Monday for you to pick it right back up again if you want to. You're not going to miss anything. And if you do miss something, I'm sure you'll hear about it in the news later. Okay? Like, whatever that is for you. I just feel like with this card coming out, it's like world news events, collective consciousness, the things that are going on in the news and the politics in the world. All right. Maybe you love people and you're afraid for those people. Maybe you and the people that you love, you feel the same way, and you can seek out uplifting solidarity with, supportive, elevated relationships with others where you share this and you help each other. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like for you right now, disengaging from the collective energy is going to help you to bring yourself to a more peaceful state of mind. And being in that more peaceful place is going to help you show up better in all of your relationships and in your practice and on your spiritual journey. So patterns from your family history as well. It says your lineage, your DNA, your ancestors could also be blocking you. Sometimes habits, patterns, thoughts, perspectives, and beliefs are passed down through the generations. It can be difficult to know if your past is affecting your present and therefore shaping your future. When you have no sense of where your patterns or emotions come from, you may be acting from a place of your ancestors' patterns. Oh, it's like generational trauma. So there may be some of that as well, compounding it all at once. You know, that makes it so complex sometimes. Okay. You may feel like it isn't your pain and you're acting on autopilot. You can balance your emotions by going into meditation or simply asking your higher self for clarity. Repeat this meditation mantra. I release all need to control my situation or push through to create a specific outcome. I surrender to the healing that wants to take place, and I trust the journey. I trust that everything that happens is always for my highest good, and I feel into what I need most. I return to my center by practicing self-love and compassion. So ask yourself, how can I relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? If it feels blocked, sometimes all you can do is release control, surrender, and let it go. Let it go, let it play out on its own for a little while. Take a step back, relax, trust life. And say this to yourself, I release all need to control my situation or push through to create a specific outcome. You don't need to control it. I release the need to control. Maybe it's in a relationship. I release the need to control my partner and to create a specific outcome. You don't have to control it. You don't have to force it. You never have to force anything. I surrender to the healing that wants to take place, and I trust the journey. I trust that everything that happens is always for my highest good, and I feel into what I need most. I return to my center by practicing self-love and compassion. Okay, I'm just going to read one more. It says, what is has no bearing on what will be. For things to change in your life, you have to see things as you want them, not as they are. Chances are you've been focusing on what is instead of what might be. Ooh, interesting. So this is like reframing, redirecting your consciousness, your perspective. You are like getting very, very intentional and mindful and being very consciously co-creating with the universe in alignment with that. With like, okay, so what am I trying to say? Like getting into alignment with what you really want. Instead of being bogged down by the situation as it is, you can redirect your focus on what you really want. This is fascinating because it's like you release control in the short term, redirect your perspective, and meditate on the intended desired outcome, while also being very flexible about how you get there. Maybe that's what it is. It's about being very flexible and adaptable. Because if you're surrendering the need to control and you're redirecting your intentions towards the desired outcome, right? Like you don't need to force the desired outcome. You can surrender to what is while also meditating on what could be or what should be. Let's read a little bit more, because doesn't this feel a little bit contradictory so far? It's a dualistic, paradoxical universe. So somehow or another, this is going to make sense. To let go in order to receive. To release the need to control what is in order to put yourself into alignment with what could be or what should be. Okay. This is a reminder that the outcome you truly want and deserve has nothing to do with the past or what is right now. Although your past played a part in your current situation, it does not dictate your future. When an aspect of your life is not working, you can shift out of it by focusing on what you want for the future. Okay, like visualizing, creative visualization, looking at what does success look like for me. I'm not going to try to force this current situation to be what I want, but I am going to redirect my focus on what I do want, on what my intentions are. Like you don't want to force this current relationship to be the relationship that you want. You just want to be in alignment with the feeling and the intention of the kind of relationship that you know you deserve. Just for instance, where you stand right now is a pivotal point. Your future is in your hands. You get to create the experience you want, and the past has no bearing on what can be. There is no future in your past. The past is over, and the future is not yet. So breathe into this moment and appreciate all that it is. You can realign yourself and the light by focusing on what you want in your deepest core. Step into this higher vibration and avoid falling into negative thinking. Let yourself be drawn to possibilities of wonder and excitement, and choose to focus on what you really want and need. Continue to focus on your ideal future. Now is a great time to create a vision board, to declutter, to feng shui your home, use crystals and candles, go on a detox, or start a new exercise program. Movement helps to shake up stale energy. Focus on what kind of life you want to live. Spend time each day visualizing how you want to spend your days. Remember to only focus on what you want, not what currently is, because what you want is on its way to you when you believe and trust. Oh my gosh. Now is an excellent time for you to get your home in order. When you feel good in your own space, your house, your physical home, and your body, your spiritual home, you are more productive and focused. As you clear out the old and cleanse your physical space, you are declaring to the universe that you only want to call in things that support your highest potential. So it's talking about cleaning things up. Getting into feng shui is so good for your energy. Clearing out the clutter, taking care of those mundane chores. We were talking about that. Cleaning things up, clearing, releasing, doing this introspection. Okay, so things right now may not be the way that you want them to be. Don't try to force it. Take very good care of yourself and focus on your intentions, your desired outcome. What is it that you really want? What does your ideal future look like? And then release the need to force whatever's going on right now to fit that future. Because then you can put yourself into alignment with that. You can call that in. And being flexible enough to realize it may not be exactly the way that you want it. Or what am I trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Where you can't force something or somebody to be what you want, but you can focus on what you want and put yourself in that place and find that place if it doesn't exist already. Also, clearing out your closets, cleaning out the clutter, makes space for the new stuff to come in. Cleaning out the past, releasing the past, disengaging from things that you don't want, disengaging from what's not working, brings space into your life. It makes space for you to bring in what is going to be working, what is good for you. Releasing the old makes space for the new. That's it. Cleaning up the clutter, it puts you in alignment with your best life. It cleans up your energy. It releases stuck and stale, stagnant energy to get yourself moving again. And you can travel lightly in that way. There's some stuff that you need to clean, cleanse, release, let go. You don't have time for this. It's time for you to go. You're coming back to your center. You've been out and about. You've been doing all of this spiritual journey. You've been on this healing journey. It's time for you to come back to your center to take good care of yourself. Disengage for a while from these things that are not serving you, not supporting you, stressful things, chaotic things. Take good care of yourself. Make sure you're well fed. Make sure you've got healthy boundaries and that you are putting yourself in alignment with your best and highest good, your ideal future, and making space for that ideal future to come into your life. That's what I've got for you today, Virgo. I hope this made sense. I think it did. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was of service to you. If you enjoyed this and you'd like a personal reading, my email's in the description box below. You can email me. I'll let you know how it works. You let me know what you need. But in any case, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.